All right, testing, testing. Yep, we live, we live. All right, this is going to be all improv right here. I'm going to be reacting to Antonio Tarver versus Roy Jones Jr. 2. I'm watching the whole fight on YouTube. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to get blocked for copyright. So we just going to dive right into it. I'll put the link to it in the chat. That way, if anyone wants to watch, they can watch. So this is going to be improv 2 live. We just going to kick it and have some fun with it. That's all. There's the link to the whole fight if anyone wants to watch. I'm not going to show the screen because I don't want to get a copyright strike for it. I don't want to get a copyright strike and get potentially kicked off. So unfortunately, I can't show it to you guys. I'm just going to watch it myself and react. Now I'm starting the video. Right, here's Antonio Tarver's introduction by Michael Buffer. They're going over the record. And this was a follow-up of their first fight back in November 03, which was close, which was narrowly won by Jones. The backstory here is up to this point, Tarver said Roy went up to heavyweight in 2003, challenged John Ruiz for the WBA title, moved back down to light heavyweight. A month after Jones moved up, Tarver won the vacant light heavyweight title, which Roy vacated to go to heavyweight. Roy moved back down 03 to challenge, won a close decision in the first fight. So Roy was the champion. Tarver was the former champion getting his rematch. And this was a rematch to settle the debate of who really should have won the first time, because it was a close fight. Some people thought Tarver should have won. Some people are okay with the decision, but that's what this rematch was to settle. Now, going into it, Roy had only lost one time as a pro. His record was, give me one moment. He was 49-1 going into this. His only loss was a disqualification loss in the 97, which was avenged in a rematch. And then Michael Buffer just said he was considered the best pound for pound over the previous decade, going back to 94 up to this point 04 when the fight took place. And he was the reigning. Yep, at this point, Michael Buffer's going for his accolades, former middleweight, super middleweight, that one heavyweight fight he had where he won the WBA title, moved back down, captured 2 belts at light heavyweight his first stint, won it back from Tarver in their first fight. And we're getting ready right now for the introductions. This infamous introduction right here. Right now, they're getting ready to come to the center of the ring. Referee Jay Nady is going to give them their instructions. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to show the fight. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'm just going to be able to commentate. All right, Jay Nady asked them, they got any questions? Tarver said, yeah, I got a question. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Jay Nady told him, don't ask questions like that. Tarver re-asked the question, went back to his corner. We're moments away from the opening bell. Live crowd at the Mandalay Bay Center was hype. And there we go. Here they go. Go, round one underway. Oh, yeah. Oh, so far, round one. These two guys feeling each other out. Jones and Tarver, nothing special. Oh, Jones pressing the attack. Here we go. So far, first round, nothing really special. First minute, guys feeling each other out. You get two guys who were kind of known to be counter punchers at this point, so they're taking their time. Tarver throws a few, but Roy still able to move. Roy throws a right. Tarver tries to feint a right. Jones goes for a left, but Tarver ducks. Elusive. Both guys still taking their time, feeling each other out, just waiting for the opening. Tarver's trying to feint his right. Oh, Jones caught Tarver with a right. Oh, there's another right. Oh, Jones landed a few clutch shots using his hands. Tarver going for a right. Jones ducks. So far, Roy Jones Jr. Oh, now he's starting to be the aggressor, going to the head and the body. About 2 minutes into the opening round. This was Roy Jones's round right here. And so far, Roy Jones. It's so far these guys keeping in the center of the ring. Roy throws a right. Roy uses the left. However, missing. So far, Roy in this first round, very efficient, being the aggressor, landing some shots. Oh, there we go. Nice. Shot to the right to the body by Roy. Oh, and comes forward with a right to the head, a left to the head, right to the body. Roy Jones Jr. is in control. Oh, right hand. Oh, here we go. Roy Jones Jr. with an efficient first round against the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Lands right there, but Roy finishes off with a right to the body. And that'll be Roy Jones Jr.'s first round, folks. Through the first round, Roy Jones Jr. maintained control of the fight. Now we get that was a good round for Roy Jones. He controlled the fight. He was more aggressive. He was able to duck a few of Tarver's shots and able to land clutch and clean in the first round. Most of the highlights, we didn't really see much from Tarver there. He did land one good shot. Punches landed in round one. Roy landed 8 to Tarver 2, clearly winning that first round. Tarver did throw more shots, but Roy was more elusive and landed more, landing 6 more. And here we go, round 2 underway. Here we go. We're starting round 2. Both guys again taking their time, feeling each other out where they left off. More of a chess. This was a chess match here. But Roy was the right, backs Tarver up a little bit. Roy going to the body. Ooh, right to the head. Roy Jones Jr. having himself opening the second round the way he did the first, landing flush. Here we go. Tarver does throw a few shots, but nothing lands. So far, nothing special. But Roy Jones Jr. controlling the fight like we knew him to do during his prime. That's what the story was early on in the rematch here. Minute into the second round. Now, Tarver is in this round starting to throw some more shots, but he hasn't really landed anything yet. We get closer to a minute and a half to the round. Here, Roy and Tarver. 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 What? Here, they both guys waiting. Tarver made a fade, land to the left. And that's the infamous left that dropped Roy Jones Jr. He was hammered by that left. He was trying to get up. He does get up, but he was still wobbly. Jay Nady called it off. And that's how Antonio Tarver scored the big upset of 2004. Roy Jones Jr. controlled the first round, controlled the second round a little bit. Tarver caught Roy with perfect right hand shot, perfect straight left hand that shocked the world that he never saw coming. And Antonio Tarver jumped up and celebrated on the apron after scoring his career highlight win. So that's how it all went down. The infamous fight that altered the second half of boxing in the 2000s. The pound for pound king Roy Jones Jr. started to fall off the map after this. Now, his followed up with Roy losing months later again to Glenn Koff Johnson, who was considered a veteran during Journeyman, with a vicious knockout loss. That loss forever changed Roy's career. He was off out of box for about a year. During that time in between, Tarver and Johnson faced twice. They split victories. Johnson won the first, Tarver won the second. Roy and Tarver had their third fight in 2005, with Tarver won by decision in kind of an underwhelming fashion. And Roy Jones was never truly the same again. But that's how it went down. The first round, Roy Jones Jr. controlled it as expected, but they traded shot. It was a perfect flush left hand that Roy didn't see coming, yet hammered with. And that's how Tarver stopped Roy right there. It's kind of, I tried to watch it. I wasn't going to try to pretend that this was the first time I saw it because I've seen it before. But I wanted to try to, kind of play along a little bit. I couldn't recapture the same shocking reaction as I saw live, but I just did the best I could retrospect. And that was it. Roy Jones looked like it was going to be another Roy Jones dominant fight. Tarver caught him with that one shocking left hand that dropped him and forever altered boxing history. Jones did get up at 9, but he was still wobbly. Jay Nady, the referee, called it off. And that's how Tarver got his big career win. And then eventually landed the role in Rocky Balboa, aka Rocky VI, as Mason the Lion Dixon. As well, ironically, I think Roy was initially considered for that movie, even after this. But Tarver got the role instead. And then Roy Jones Jr. career fell off a cliff, infamously losing to Glenn Koff Johnson, losing to Tarver again, losing to Joe Calzaghe, losing to Bernard Hopkins in a rematch about 15 years too late, losing to Dennis Leviathan, a Russian. And then he did have the infamous fight exhibition with Tyson in 2020, but that was just an exhibition. But Antonio Tarver, that was it. His one career highlight right there. And really, I think truly what it was when Roy went up to heavyweight back in 2003 and then came back down to light heavyweight, he was not the same guy. He lost a lot of his reflexes. It aged his body years, which he was already in his mid-30s, which by boxing standards, that's the twilight years, most cases. That forever altered his career, and that set the way for Tarver to get that win, because even though Tarver did win 2 out of 3 against Roy, outside that one shot he landed that knocked him out here, he never truly got the best of Roy outside this. Even in the third fight, when Jones was clearly a shell of his former self and Tarver won by decision, it was an underwhelming performance. There were still moments where Roy flashed his prime self in smaller bits, like round 5 of the third fight, but then after that, kind of ran out of gas. So for Tarver, hey, I feel like he got lucky with that one left-hand shot that dropped Roy Jones Jr. and ultimately altered the course of history. Because even in the third fight, when Jones was past his prime, like I said, Tarver did not look that impressive. He won, but he didn't dominate. And really, like I said, there's not much to say because this wasn't a long fight. I was thinking about maybe doing more of this to increase live streams from time to time. This is more so of a test run, kind of a test run, impromptu live stream. Maybe I'll do a few more of these channel exclusive live streams going forward, but this one's mostly a test just to see how it pans out. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're just tuning in, you can scroll back and watch it. I didn't actually show the fight because I didn't want to get copyright strike, so I put the link to it in the chat if you guys want to watch it yourselves. That being said, thanks for tuning in. If you just caught it, you can scroll back and catch my reaction as it's going along. So maybe I'll do more of these in the future. This was just a test run. Have a great night, guys. Peace.